Welcome to the Ultimate Farm Wife podcast. On this channel, we're going to be discussing all things moving to the land and becoming integrated with a family farming operation. Whether you're moving to the farm for the first time or whether you're moving back into a family farming operation, we discuss the ins and the outs of all of it. So let's jump into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Ultimate Farm Wife. It's episode 113, and it's another solo episode with you and me here in the studio. Can you believe it is the middle of July and winter has finally arrived here in the Central West and specifically around the Dubbo and Nyngan region? We're very grateful that the cold weather has taken a little bit longer to come in than it usually would because we had such a dry start to the year that we needed that warmer weather and that winter rain to be able to get some great feed going in the paddocks to be able to stop drought feeding. So while we're still doing a little bit of a top-up feed, the drought feeding for us has finished. For those in cooler climates or who did not get that warm weather at the end of Dubbo, I am 100% thinking of you, and I hope you are all finding ways to cope going through this dry period and this cold period. For us, we were not necessarily lucky enough to get all our crops come through. Some of it was too late, but I'm sure there are those of you who are listening who are doing it worse than we are. So I am thinking of you. Please reach out if you do need support from your friends, your family, and from professionals. Professionals aren't always there for when we need it most. Sometimes they're just there for a good chat and a check-in along the way. In today's episode, we're going to be covering lots of topics, including how the books and manuscripts going, how is the Ultimate Farm Wife looking for in the future. The Harvest to Power conference is coming up. We've got the dates for that. The AGM for the new committee going forward is coming up. Absolutely Fabulous is powering along as always. So a little update there, an update about On Property, the bull sale, and open day, which I don't think I've shared the open day previously here on the podcast. So new little tidbit coming up there. Make sure you continue listening through and let's jump into it. I'm so glad you're here with me, spending part of your day listening and catching up. So let's start with the Ultimate Farm Wife. I've had a few questions asking when interviews will be back and what the future will hold for the Ultimate Farm Wife. The short answer is yes, interviews will definitely be back. I love sitting down and chatting with you guys. To be able to get that pushing forward, we do need sponsors on board because podcasts are free to listen to, but they are not free to make. So it is around $800 an episode to be able to produce, organize, edit, and get everything uploaded into your ears. So if you're listening and that sounds like a budget for you, or even if you want to sponsor a part of an episode, then please reach out because I would love to get that back up and running. The newsletter is currently on hold for the moment. We are looking at changing from the MailChimp platform that we have been using to something else. So that is currently in the processing section of my brain and we will see what comes out. But I'm so glad you are here. If you are wanting to keep up to date, please check out the socials or keep listening back to the solo episodes because I want to make sure that you guys are across anything that is going on. There is also the Ultimate Farm Wife community page, which is over on Facebook. So please feel free to jump in there, ask any questions, introduce yourself. Just Google that one and it will come up. Heading into Absolutely Fabulous, Jillian and I have been having such an enjoyable time over on that podcast discussing all things agriculture beyond the headlines. We are up to 84 episodes and we are just loving all the topics that you're sending through. So our AgFabs, our listeners over there on Absolutely Fabulous will send through reels, research papers, news articles, anything that they come across that they then have questions about, or they'll just submit their questions for agriculture and we answer them, whether it is farmer to farmer, whether it is farmer to consumer, or anyone who is interested in between. We're more than happy to close that urban-rural divide and answer your questions. We're also very happy to give our opinions on something that you're wondering what we'll think about, or if you need a third party to bounce something off. So you can submit things through the socials, so the Absolutely Fabulous socials for that, and you can also email it. The email is always in the show notes. Coming up, something that's very exciting is that a few weeks ago, we were over in South Australia and we did a live long lunch recording. Those episodes actually ended up editing down to 3 episodes in total. So 2 of those episodes will be coming out next month, and the third one will come as a little bonus episode sprinkled somewhere after that. So I hope you enjoy listening to the live recording. While we're over there, we announced that the Harvest Her Power conference will be happening in Adelaide this year. So it's had 2 years in New South Wales and now it will head across to Adelaide. We are looking at expressions of interest for sponsors and partners and grants, but we are also looking for expressions of interest for speakers and workshops. So have a look at that link. It is circulating over on the Harvest Her Power socials and pages. I will be looking at putting that up on the website soon. And soon we'll also be putting out the expressions for interest for a bus. So we've had a few people who are wanting to continue coming who have either come from Queensland or New South Wales or Victoria. And so we're going to be putting out an expressions of interest for a bus. So if we get enough people who are interested in catching the bus, we'll be able to put one on from New South Wales all the way across. So travel as a group, have lots of fun. I'll probably be at the front of the bus with my microphone and we'll do some bingo and some trivia, and we might even throw a couple of little workshops or something in there as well. So the dates for the Harvest Her Power conference have changed slightly since I made the first announcement, and that is because of venue availability. So the dates that you're going to be finding is that it will be happening on the 5th and 6th of March 2027 in Adelaide. So make sure those dates are in your diary. You're following Harvest Her Power either by the website or the socials so that you can see anything that occurs soon as it's available rather than waiting for the updates in these solo episode updates. The Harvest Her Power AGM is coming up in the 3rd Wednesday of August. If you are interested in participating or you have some ideas that you want to be floated at the next meeting after the AGM, so in September, please make sure you're sending that all through to either me at the socials or to the Harvest Her Power email address. I will also add that in the description below, so it is all at your fingertips. Now, I did tease that there was a couple of events coming up here on farm at Poledale, which is my farm that I farm alongside with my husband. And so upcoming, we have the Cattle Australia and Poledale Shorthorns Open Day, which is on the 13th of August from 9 a.m. So why come to this event? It is for a unique opportunity to connect with fellow beef producers, hear directly from Cattle Australia and have your say on the future of the grass-fed beef cattle transaction levy. Sam Martin from Cattle Australia will be here on farm, and followed by our Cream of the Crop Bull Walk and morning tea, there will also be a networking event. This is your chance to contribute to the important industry discussions, learn how producers' levies are invested and utilised, network with like-minded cattle producers, view leading Poledale genetics on display, and see proven cattle combined phenotype, genotype and profitability across Australian production systems. So that is the open day. Again, it's going to be at the Poledale Shorthorns Bull Sale Complex at Dubbo, New South Wales on the 13th of August at 9 a.m. Expressions of interest can come through to Sam Martin from Cattle Australia 0456 666 086 or Ned Williams at Poledale Shorthorns 0427 370 381. The flyer for that event can be found over on the socials as well as over on the Polesdale page and website. And while we're talking about being on property, the Polesdale on property bull sale is happening on Wednesday, the 26th of August 2026. The sale starts at 1 p.m. That is also at the Polesdale Bull Sale Complex. We are offering a draft of Shorthorn bulls bred to perform in a wide range of commercial and seed stock operations. With over 65 years of breeding quality Shorthorn genetics with a focus on fertility, structure, temperament, longevity, and profitability. All the lots are now up on YouTube, and you can access those either by going into YouTube and searching Polesdale Stud Shorthorns, or you can head over to the website and click the link there, www.polesdalestudshorthorns.com. For any inquiries, to check any of the bull lots, or to make sure that a catalogue is being sent to you, please reach out to me either by the socials or via the email address in the show notes below, and I can make sure that you are on the list for either receiving a hard copy or digital copy of the catalogue, as well as any other news updates that we send out via that. Recently, you might have seen that I have been doing some work with Cal Gold magazine. That's KALGOLD. And recently, the Polesdale Shorthorns was featured on their blog in an article that I wrote, which is called Bred In, Not Beaten In. I do recommend going out and checking that article that I've written and that has been featured in their magazine. We've also done some advertising in their magazine, and I have previously written an article for their magazine, issue 8, which is out right now. So click on the link in the show notes below so you can head over to calgoldgear.com to order yourself an issue 8, get on the subscription and check out what it's all about. Hannah is doing some amazing work out of there, and those articles are worth reading. Now, an author update. I know that some of you are very excited about this. I am still so ecstatic that I have written these 2 books that are so uniquely different, from concept of idea to what is being rolled out. So first and foremost, the non-fiction, which is my book on moving to the farm, which I have collated tips, tricks, hacks and advice from so many interviews that I've done here on The Ultimate Farm Wife, as well as behind the scenes. And I am so very grateful for every one of you who has sat down or ever sent me some information, participated in a chat group, and I have collated all of that information into one book for Moving to the Farm. It is the first book of a 6-part series, which will transition and move you from the first instance of moving to the farm all the way through adding kids, integrating into or back into the family farming business, succession and post-succession. An amazing level of focus and work and love and passion has gone into that. It is still out with beta readers. We have had half of the feedback come back already, and I am making some small updates and changes. Some of that is they want to know more on a topic. They want me to deep dive harder on some topics. So I am definitely fine-tuning that project to make sure that it is the best piece of work that I can possibly put out, which will be helping support those who are moving to the farm for the first time and integrating into a family farming business. We talk all about the overwhelm that some people feel. We talk about the change in identity, the grief that can be felt that is not spoken about, not explained. We talk about the highlights of the days and finding those shimmers and finding what works for you, your farm and your situation. And we also talk about deep diving into relationships and communication. We know that relationships and communication is absolutely key to any partnership, to any business, let alone those that are intertwined together like family farming businesses. Because podcasting is usually, fairly one way, and it's me having got a chat to you guys, sitting here at my computer and hitting record. I would love to know if there is something specific that you want to make sure is covered in that first manuscript. We are looking at getting that through to the publishers and hopefully published still on track for Christmas. Also, I have started a list of those who would like to pre-order. So that list is currently sitting at 25 already, since we have been talking about this going out in the last couple of weeks. So very excited to see all of that support and commitment coming through already. Just send it through on the socials. I'll add you to my list or through to the email in the show notes. Another really exciting update is that my first fiction, which is an Australian romance, is actually with the editor right now. So they are reading that through. We have talked about cover art, we have talked about illustrations, and I look forward to what comes next in that process. It is such a new world that I am learning, and I cannot wait to share that all with you. And a little taste of what will be coming up soon is that towards the end of the year, when those books are released, I am looking at hosting an event here in Dubbo to release those books out into the world to you guys, into your hot little hands, with an author signing. If you're interested in that, make sure you're tuning back into the socials and over here on the podcast, because I'm going to be giving all of that event information coming up. Or if you also want to add a book tour date, because we are talking about doing a book tour, if you want to add a town, a date to that list, I would love to hear from you, because I would love to know where you think I should bring those tours to, whether it's for both books, whether it's one, whether it's the other. And yeah, I am so excited to bring this to you. It has been an absolute labour of love. And with that, I will leave you all tonight. Mind how you go. Best wishes to you all. Please keep interactive on the socials. I am so grateful for you all to be here. Lots of love. Carry on.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Ultimate Farm Wife podcast. A huge thank you goes out to our show editor, Krista Pathrath, CEO of the Rural Podcasting Network, helping rural entrepreneurs share their voice online. You can learn more about Krista and the Rural Podcasting Co. at their website in the show notes below. And to our creative powerhouse, Dakota Gorry, CEO, or as she likes to call it, the Creative Experience Officer of CGC Design. With over 5 years of experience in marketing, social media management, and website design, Dakota is passionate about helping businesses and brands of all sizes find their voice and stand out online. Want to know more about her work or about Krista and how you can get involved? Make sure you're using the links in the show notes below. I'm Katja Williams, and this has been the Ultimate Farm Wife podcast. Until next time, take care, be kind, and keep showing up for your farm, your family, and yourself. I'll see you in another episode. Before you go, if you've been loving these farm life chats, I'd love for you to join me over on my other podcast too. It's called Absolutely Fabulous, where we dive into agriculture beyond the headlines and bridging the urban-rural divide. We'll deep dive into big conversations in ag, from the challenges to the highlights and what's shaping our future. It's a space where honest stories, laughter, and a good dose of farm life real talk goes on. So make sure to head to the link in the show notes, subscribe to the Absolutely Fabulous, and I'll play the intro for you now.
Hi, welcome to Absolutely Fabulous. My name is Gillian Fennell, also known as Station Mum 101. I love everything about agriculture, especially the people, and especially communicating about what makes Australian ag so special.
And I'm Katja Williams, a beef, cattle and cropping farmer, and I love all things ag, and I'm also known as the Ultimate Farm Wife. Together, we are Absolutely Fabulous, and we are talking all things agriculture beyond the headlines.
And we can't wait to give our opinion to you, and we hope you enjoy it.
So let's get into today's episode.